I'd rather make it for something I can take quite quickly. Yeah, speaking of taking quickly, let's actually be in position to take quickly. Hello. Yeah, let's take Alsus. No, let's go for the capital. Wahoo ma spam. Spain won't even know. Spain doesn't have to know. I should be able to sink their pathetic light fleet without too much bother. Our fleet is superior to theirs in every conceivable way. There we go. Who wishes to rise up? Northumbrians, not a problem, except for the fort that I have here. Why am I paying for all these forts? I don't want to pay for these forts. I probably shouldn't have this thing auto-activate. Does that mean that these ones got activated as well? No, good. But my forts are around for desperate times, and these are not desperate times. Desperate times is an awesome scenario on Resident Evil Outbreak. Now, a Madelon isn't over here to make the siege go faster, but a whole bunch of cannons should make that a lot easier. Exploration done yet again. I need to know about this coastline, please. I finally have what it takes to get claims going on Kilwa. Of course I could colonize this, but the Portuguese have made it clear that I'm not allowed to colonize anything when they're around. Jake, has the Pope been revived? The Pope has been very... Oh, right, you mean in the way that he can reincarnate. It would appear not. No papal state around, only Italy. Alessandro I d'Este. Well, hopefully he doesn't turn on me, because I turned on my Italian roots in this campaign. This is a bit terrifying. Look at the amount of boats that the Ottomans have ready. But as long as they don't jump at me, it's no harm and no foul. Now, while we're at it, let's just privateer Constantinople so we can feel awesome about it. Our troops are still disembarking. And hopefully this will work. Is Jake Catholic? Oh heavens, yes I am. And also, yeah, that's not working. These guys are too scared. Too scared to go out there and privateer. What if I actually told them to be out here, and then I say, yeah, just do it, man. Who's gonna stop? Okay, no, they are freaking cowards. I guess I'll have them do that after the war is over. Now, though, I'd finally get my peace with the Ottomans, but not my 3,890 ducats peace of the Ottomans, which is what I'm looking for. Alright, as soon as this has fallen, which should take no time at all, the war is very much decided. High naval attrition, yeah, not really. Sure, there are some Carvels that are complaining, but when are Carvels not complaining? I still don't know anything about Lubric to privateer it, sadly. But what I have discovered here, obviously, is that I don't have enough lights to go and deal with the old world. The Asians. I got way too many cogs here. Save the flutes. No, brig is better than flute. Destroy the cogs, save the sailors. And we are suffering on the sailor front really badly. That's why I need more coastline. Same with the force limit. Ottomans have discovered us. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop spying on them. It's just costing me here. Hope we can get this soon enough and then move on with our lives. Okay, those Northumbrians continue to be a problem for me. I almost got too distracted to deal with it. I could boost autonomy, not to worry about them. Otherwise they're just going to be fed to Britain, but I'd rather have the fort here to distract the British when they inevitably come for me. So I will just hand over the autonomy. It's not a big deal for me. The Scots want to rise up as well. Whoop-de-doo, when do they not? When it comes to acceptable cultures, yeah, we've already done the whole shebang here. Spanish is probably going to become a pretty big contender for it. That's a shame. Good old Catholicism. It's good to have a bit of sway with the Pope, but I feel like we don't really get much influence. Let's have a stab at becoming papal controller ourselves. It's only 6%, but if there's one thing I have on my side, usually, it is luck. Alright, this is all fun and games, but please take that before the Spanish decide to get involved. Game's chugging a bit. I feel like there's a big war going on. Alright, that's good enough. Let's get you folks over to Guam. Alright, you guys. Yeah, Guam's one of those pretty difficult ones to click on. There we go. Get to Guam so I can make you raid things. There we go. There will be raiding to be done. Alright, good to keep the Ottomans under wraps. They are of course not even feeling a smidge of the war exhaustion here, but their war enthusiasm is slipping. The war has been going on for a long time. My war score has been ticking up. All the more reason that they want to make the peace with me. And I'm still going to get another 10 war scores, so I should be able to get the full amount of money out of them. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me a long truce, but I will take money over truce this time. Dealing with them in the long run, though, I really need to eat up and get strong here. And taking over the Spaniards is meant to be a big part of that, but my my armies are failing. There we go. Much better. I don't know where their troops are hiding, so we'll have a little gander south. It's funny that the port is there. Right. That didn't last any time at all. Klimpen's doing God's work here. Do they have any fleet at all left? Yeah, they got their transports that are still up here, I believe. Yep. Okay, they have an army. And their army is probably pretty good compared to mine, actually. But there are slightly more of me. I just hope I don't get truly embarrassed in battle. I mean, I should be able to flank them till the day they die. So, let's rip them apart. He's not that scared of me, but we have a... okay, we have an equal general. Not a fan of equal, right? That was a pathetic exploration of the coastline. Probably because you can't reach these ones due to lack of range. So what can you do for me? I'm pretty happy with what I know about here, but I could be happier. Maybe tell me everything you can know. Alright, is there really anything that you can... ah, right, you were busy. That was your problem. Arabian Sea, then. Make it so. Sadly, you get the alert like a day before they're actually done. You guys help out with this as well. It's probably the biggest waste of time for my fleet, but they'll make it so. Alright, how's this going to go? Well, pretty bad with rolls like that. They have better morale, but we're flanking, so as long as we get a good shock, which we don't, we should be able to send them packing. The Danes have been excommunicated. Alright, not liking the look of this battle in the slightest. I was hoping for an incredible rout of the Spaniards. We do win, but at what cost? Let's head up north, see if we can eradicate the scum. And we're keeping our awesome pirate. But not to the point where I want to have my Republican tradition fall below 80. That's a trigger for some bad events. Glad to see him developing this land for me as well, though. Oh yeah, speaking of which, how hated are we going to be for doing this? Not at all, of course. Not at all. He has more to give, you say? Well, what else is there to take? Oh, right, this is yours as well. Well, I wanted that long ago, and I'm going to make it mine. quite a few people unhappy with what I'm going to do here, but if I just give it a bit of time, it should be fine. What I'm curious about is this all one area? No, in fact it really kind of sucks as areas go. Maybe I should leave them with it, right? I don't even want this. I quite like some gems, and I like it for the borders, but perhaps I should just leave them to it. Of course I want your money too. But we need to eradicate them and just make them bleed in general. Hopefully this goes a whole lot better than that previous battle did. Let's scrunch up so we have every advantage we have. For this one I didn't even need to flank him that bad, because he's down and he is not out yet. Dang, we just can't seem to nip this bud. Hopefully it doesn't turn into one of those battles where I end up being costed at everything. Well, let's bring down some reinforcements, couldn't hurt. Let's at least get these ships out into the sea to be destroyed. He gets a bit of morale, but he certainly doesn't get units back, and I do actually have manpower, which is a nice change. In most of my campaigns I'm not doing too hot on the manpower overall. Feels good though keeping the Ottomans like this, right? They feed into my spoils of war very nicely here. Very nicely indeed. You know, I could be doing this as well, but well, no buts about it. Why am I not just doing that? Hopefully this doesn't inspire them to attack me, but it should get me that bit more spoils of war that I'm always happy to get. Let's, he's going to get reinforcements anyway here though, so let's let him lock in for those woods and then crush the poor sucker. That might not be fast enough, so we'll march our way over. Give it the turn of the month so I get my everything, and then we speed our way over. It'd be horrendous if I actually lost out in that fight, but not impossible. Touchdown in the north there, and I just can't seem to rout these guys, despite the hefty damage that I do to them. Right, they don't get the turn of the month anything off of it, which I suppose is fine. And they're running south, which should make life easier for me for destroying them. Probably because they see my awesome awesome actions up north to slaughter their fleet. Do the old switcheroo and all is well. Pah, what a joke. But yeah, they're unlikely to give it all up because they know that I'm fighting the Ottomans. Everybody knows I'm fighting the Ottomans, and they take that as their casus belli to mess with me further. Keep on scrunching up, lads. There's no need to give them any easy fights. Do as much damage as we can, rout them out, and then it's time to split up and destroy. There we go. Varna, right, so they did decide to take the fight here. And this is the concern about them being able to build up their fleet the way they do, so I shouldn't spread myself as thin as I just did, especially since you're leaderless there. So I'm just going to let you peck away at me a little bit. I'll be amazed at how well these guys hold out in general, and bring you back here. Still, oh right, I have nobody looking after you. Klimpen, come back. Your services are required. Klimpen's there, Pedantic Mikey's there. Ah, you already had Anastasios. Well, it makes all the more sense for you to be right there. And that should be the end of the bulk of the Spaniards' force. Thanks for the extra ships, I don't really need them. Although, I mean, who am I to say no to a bit of raiding around here? Away you go, I need these sailors. I am so dry on sailors right now, it's unreal. And I even need some more to reinforce with. That's the greatest shame. Jake, have the Ataturk taken any loans? I would bet my hat they have not taken a single one. If we look at score comparison, and we'll look at my enemies, the Ottomans have 0 loans. Because really they're still able to make a killing here, and Constantinople still gives them abusive amounts of money every month. Hey, I'm able to start raking in the dosh off of them a little bit more. And I will get a little bit more. Wow, quite a lot more actually. And I'll be able to take money and reparations and potentially something else. And a good thing about this war is anytime I'm at war with them is a moment that they can't declare war on me. Them catching me by surprise is one of the deadlier things that the Ottomans can do. So it's good to have them in a known place. It's also good to time the truce with them, because I'm going to have to knock on the British door in about 5 years. And I need to be ready for that. I would love to take the fight to Kilwa and other friends before that as well, though. I have my spy network on Kilwa, but I haven't been making claims on them. Let's take a quick look and see what's worth taking off of them. Yeah, did I see a shipyard province with 14 development and trading in slaves? I think I did. I need just a bit more to do a bit more, but we'll get around to that. And I would like more claims off of the British here. Kent doesn't have a shipyard, but not a lot of his provinces do. Come on, man, think of me. Yeah, Lothian is something else, isn't it? I mean, Kent is part of a pretty good area here. The state of London, the absolute state of London. Unless I feel like the Irish could bring a bit more to the table, but I like Ireland here. It's just like something I can peck away at my whenever I want. I think it's better for me to actually make some claims further north here. I'm kind of spreading myself thin here, but taking this land will incite far less in the way of coalition against me. Not too worried about landlubbers coalitioning me, but I don't want to get drawn into protracted wars like that. You should go Anglican, you can have a better time with development, says Nightbeer. I think I should not go Anglican. I quite like being Catholic in this. What do I even want off of this sucker? I guess taking the East March completes this area, so I'll go with that. Still keep spying on him because it'll be good down the line, but I should be thinking of other places to lay my claim on. Especially if it helps out around here. Now that I've made my beachhead, I should consider gobbling up as much of this land as I can to become super swole. It's glorious land, nobody can doubt that, and I sincerely doubt anybody here can put up a defense against me. So look at these Mango guys. Their only ally is, in fact, all the Philippines are allied. You're allied with Mango. You're allied with Mango and Tondo. Are they just similar colors or something? I think I can stroll in and just kick these guys good and proper. Pangi, Mani, and Mango. I could declare a Mango, make the others co-belligerent, and just gobble up the Philippines for myself. Sounds like a pretty good idea for me. Could you get an improved relations advisor? I don't want to spend a lot of money on advisors. Hey, you might be useful for me. Yeah, let's make that happen. Okay, I'll start building a spy network on you, get a claim, and then gobble up some land here. I need to make my peace with the Spaniard, though. He doesn't want it just yet, but he'll see the funny side when I occupy his everything. hilariously being raided myself here. And let's aid those natives, mostly because I don't want them to grow slower than they already are. I'm strongly considering dropping global naval engagement since I don't have big naval battles happening anytime soon, but I know I'd regret it the moment that I do. I just really, really want to have faster global settler increase, because it's going ever so slowly for me. Alright, we got the 99% on these guys, we can take what we want. This coalition's a bit perturbing, especially since it includes Spain. Spain, Britain and Denmark coalitioning me together is a bit of a concern. Especially since I'm about to take a whole bunch of British land too. But this seems pretty okay to do. Unless I were to drop these ones, but I don't want to drop these ones. I don't want to leave any... don't want to leave such ugly gaps going. Spanish Portuguese certainly not happy about the whole affair, but what are they gonna do about it? Give me that land. Holy moly, that's expensive, isn't it? Good thing I have that. Well, yoink. It's not even that revolting, all things considered. A bit of autonomy would help out a long way there. Done and done. Now I need my army back in a somewhere. What am I gonna do with my army? Coastline's figured out now. Also good. Can you tell me about here as well, please? And then we should be pretty good on the exploration front for a while. Nice. Wow. Thanks to that absorption, we have actually risen to the lofty height of great power number 8. And as soon as the Mamluks get their teeth kicked in again, we'll be able to go a bit further. Very nice. I wonder if that means we'll ever discover this trade node. Still think these guys are a bit wasted on the situation, but they do bring in a bunch of dosh from this land, which is... it's got some development. You can even raid the colonies, which is quite nice. Got some enemies over here, but so be it. They're just people that we raid. Raid and raid some more. Question is, where do you guys go? Should we have you over here so that we can act on this immediately? Or do we act on Kilwa immediately? Kilwa are only allied with Marahen, but this is still a chunky amount to care about. The Philippines are a softer target, and they let us get a headway to raiding a lot more. I do want to raid all that. Kilwa will let us raid here, but I don't think that's quite as good as raiding China. Yeah, Kilwa can sit around. Besides, I'm still making claims on the sucker. Lovely. Might take a wee bit of time to get anything on you. But that gives me time to move my army over here and jump on you. Ceylon, question mark? Do I have the range on Ceylon? Just barely, but yes. Well, Kotte, allied with Vijay, so that's a bit of a Thing is, there's a lot of things I'd like to do around here, but I know that when my truce is up with Britain, the Britons are going to attack, and attack hard. So what I would like to do is, before this truce is up in 1613, be done with the Philippines. Well, yeah, actually, done with the Philippines is not insurmountable. Then when the British do attack, I should be able to turn my entire attention of my paltry army and crush them, which will be quite difficult. It'll be quite very difficult. It'd be nice if I could tempt them over to Ulster rather than these fortifications. Honestly, I'm tempted to brick some of them. Why not attack the British first? I probably will. That way I can fight them on my own terms. Munster won't join in anyway. They likely will after all's said and done. I mean, they're currently a bit preoccupado. Hell, they might not even exist after long. Would also be super swell if I could get this amazing technology before I gobble up British land. But gobbling up British land is the priority here, so we'll make it so. The Ottomans, though, I'm so happy with this. I will be able to punch them for all they're worth and then some. But again, I need to have a bit of safety net with the truce time, so there's no reason for me to rush that peace with the Ottomans. For the time being, we'll get these cores done. Hopefully they don't revolt during that time, but there's every possibility that they will. Spanish Portuguese separatists. Probably not going to take too long. 2.9 years. Well, here's hoping, right? If they revolt, they revolt. We'll deal with them. I'm being asked how institutions are doing. Well, the latest is global trade that the Ottomans got. I mean, it's growing here, there, and everywhere, but I will likely get it in Venetia and Rumden. And it's really not a big deal, right? We're way up to date with technology. So I'm not scared of anything like that. I'm a bit worried about this, though. I'm actually going to pay down war exhaustion a bit to reduce revolt likelihood at this point. And yes, let's get our navy and our... Wow, Pasai? No map can be a work of art as long as your nation is on it. That untrustworthy scum Pasai. Right, well, I'm glad I've already set up my colony here, because you are going to have to die for that insult. Also add whatever we can to the trade charters. It'll be done soon enough. I need to think where to slam down the next colony. This is good for doing all this, but, well, the Karels have already been taken over by Spain. Spain are just getting everywhere. They're like some kind of virus. I could go for the Andamans. That would give me some great raiding opportunities around here. I want to... Oh, yeah, actually, the Andamans are ripe for taking, with that in mind. As long as the Portuguese don't beat me to it, I think it's a good place to go. Allows me to raid all of this without having to get messy with the mainland, although Kotte is still an option. But what I was going over here for was looking at Mandagu Watsits. They're the only one here that could have a serious navy, right? Magu Watsits. Okay, wow, that is serious. 13 heavies. I think my heavies are better, but I shouldn't be that complacent. But I do think my heavies are better. No, let's not get complacent. That said, my heavies are kind of busy over here, and I do not want to pull them away from the Ottoman War. I'll be able to peace out the Ottomans quite soon, though. So maybe freeing up my navy is a good idea. Yeah, I mean, I'll be able to make this peace exceptionally soon. And I don't have my claim on them anyway yet. We'll get our armies over to that American colony and make it ours. Philippines. Don't know why I was having such a problem there. Besides just saying you need to clean up the Border in Indonesia and Britain. Okay, well that I can get behind. They just could have chosen nicer words. Let's just eat that inflation and get rid of that inflation. Okay, speaking of inflation that we're about to get, 3.89 inflation for Naxos. But who can say no to 4,000 ducats plus tax? Fourth Ottoman conquest of Naxos. It's not like they have a permanent claim on it, right? No, they have to keep making that claim. Not that I think they have any problems in doing so. Is there anything that I could reasonably do to the Ottomans at this point that's stronger than just taking all of his money? Because freeing up my navy is worth so much to me right now. Could you get war reps? Yes, this is already giving me war reps and taking 4,000 ducats. Yeah, I think there's little point in deliberating the fact. Just show me the freaking money. I would have gotten the achievement for having a greedy ruler taking all of a nation's money if I didn't obviously already have that achievement. Okay, so our everything is freed up here pretty big time. So I'm going to grab all of you, except for the lights, which should dominate the privateering here. I'm going to grab all of you, stick you over in Crete, and figure out how to organize you. I still have a reasonable amount of privateering going on in the English Channel. And in Lubeck. I'm not sure the Lubeck ones are actually giving me value for money. They're just pissing off a lot of people whilst making me 3 ducats. When what I really need right now is all the privateering in Constantinople that I can afford.